Hey everybody, it is Finneas. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are doing well today. It's 42 degrees here in Missouri, so it's chilly out there. Alright, so, and I got my electric bill, and I was pleasantly surprised. Now, I am pretty hardcore with it. I've been hanging my clothes instead of using the dryer. I shut my phantom powers off with the power strips. I make sure our lights are off. I did use the air this month because it was hot in the beginning of the month, but I used it sparingly. And so it was $83. I'm very pleased with that. I'm going to continue to be hardcore at that because it's just going to, electric bills are just going to keep going up. So that was good news. And I found this article I found was interesting. The title of it is 68% of Americans consider the condition of the economy to be poor as millions of U.S. consumers reach their breaking points. Even in bad economic times, this article is saying that people, for the most part, one of the most important things they do pay is their car payments. Even when things are going really bad, people will do whatever it takes to pay their car payments because they got to have their car to go to work and to go to the grocery store and blah, blah, blah. Well, this is saying that consumers will often keep making their vehicle payments even when they've got behind on everything else. So the fact that we're witnessing so many repossessions in 2025 alone is a very troubling sign. Millions of Americans are discovering that at some point the money runs out and the party is over. But I'm prepared the best I could be. Alright, so vehicles are being repossessed at the fastest pace since the global financial crisis of 2008. Foreclosures are up 18% compared to last year, and student loan delinquencies have soared into unprecedented territory. Now we knew nobody was going to pay their student loans. To me, that's not a shock. If I have a student loan and I have barely any money, I'm going to admit that's the last thing I'm going to pay. I'm not a fan of getting, borrowing money for anything and not paying it back. But if I don't have enough money for rent, electric, food, and car, and then student loan, I'm going to pay the four things first, and student loans got to go. I don't have any student loans. I don't have any debt. Like I said, I'm not a fan of screwing companies or whatever. If you borrow the money, I think you should pay it back. But I understand why nobody's paying it back. I get it. I get it. Nobody can deny that economic conditions are deteriorating rapidly, and this has pushed vast consumers past their breaking point. So what's going to happen if the economic conditions continue to deteriorate rapidly in the coming months? I think every day it starts to get a little worse and a little worse. Also, when we see things, we only, like if you read an article or you see a video, they might talk about one thing. They might talk about food prices, or you might read another article or see another video and they might talk about commercial real estate or car repossessions on another video. But when you start putting all this stuff together, it's everything across the board. Everything is bad across the board. The percentage of subprime borrowers, those with poor or no credit, who are at least 60 days late on their loans, is at 6.4% in August. This figure has doubled since 2021 and is worse than during the dot-com recession and the pandemic. As of August, foreclosure filings has risen 6 straight months year after year, and we're up 18% from the same period in 2024. Student loans, which we talked about before, nearly 10 million Americans are either in default or late-stage delinquency at this point. Well, also, a lot of them saw that their education is completely worthless, and it's hard to pay for something you think is worthless. Even though you should pay it, you borrowed it. But I also understand why you're not. You probably don't have any money, and there's more important bills to pay. It's getting down to where we got to pick what bills to pay. And student loan, that's going to be the last one. Credit cards are going to be the last one. There's going to be a credit crisis. There already is a credit crisis. But I get it. I get both sides. Sadly, a lot more Americans will be reaching their breaking points in the months ahead because mass layoffs are occurring all over the nation. Yeah, we're having a layoff crisis. If you just Google every single day layoffs, it'll show you which companies are laying off. And a lot of these are big companies. I think my friend in Florida is going to get laid off soon. I just think she is. The way she's talking about her company, she's never seen things like this before, this slow before, and this weird before. I think she's going to get laid off. And that's going to happen everywhere. It is happening everywhere. These days, it seems like almost everyone is struggling. One recent survey found that 67% of U.S. adults that are employed are living paycheck to paycheck. These are people with jobs are living paycheck to paycheck. Most Americans are barely scraping by in 2025. But remember, Trump just came out last week and said prices are down, the economy's great. And now that current government shutdown threatens to take food stamp benefits away from 42 million people next month. Actually, in a week. I tend to think that's not going to happen. I could be wrong. But if they cut benefits for all 42 million Americans that's going to cause a big, big, astronomical problem. I wish they'd be more strict of who got the benefits. I wish only people who need the benefits would get the benefits. Or otherwise, you might need a hand up. Maybe we'll give you 6 months. Maybe you get a year with the benefits. Because there's a lot of abuse and waste and fraud in benefits. I've seen it myself. I'm not against people on benefits if they need it. There's so many generational welfare fraud families that do it generation after generation, and they have no couth about it, man. They will. You see them on TikTok. They are bragging. They are showing their food hauls on their food stamps, and they look able-bodied and they look fine. And now they're coming out on TikTok screaming bloody murder if they're not going to get their food stamp benefits. They're going to rob and steal. They don't mention getting a job, but they mention robbing and stealing. Those at the top of the economic pyramid are still thriving for the moment, but those at the bottom of the economic pyramid are suffering very deeply and have become increasingly desperate, and desperate people do desperate things. That's why I think one of the under-talked about things is safety. I would take a look at your house and get your house fortified. Get it in order. Get it safe. Do whatever you gotta do to keep your house safe. Upgrade any locks that are broken. Make sure your windows are shut. Make sure things are locked up. I have a utility trailer. I'm installing another lock in cement around a fence post that so people can't take my trailer, my 8x10 utility trailer away. I'm gonna need it for my business. I would take safety seriously. In closing, the U.S. economy has been moving in a very clear direction for more than 5 years now. That's exactly the time frame I always say. Like the last 5 years, it's been unprecedented almost in every category. What's clear now? What's clear is every day things are getting worse. I don't know how you can deny that. I don't know how people don't see it. A lot of people go through with life with their head in the sand. I get it. I did that for many years, and it's not a bad place to be, I guess. You won't stress, but you might not be prepared. You're not gonna be prepared when the bad things happen. And bad things don't have to be global or anything government wise, although that's a big threat. The problems could be in your own household. Loss of income, laid off, any of that kind of stuff, and your health problems, any of that stuff. So I'll link this article below if you guys are interested in seeing it, reading about it. I just took excerpts out of it. Let me know what you guys think. We'll see how things go, and because it's not one thing that's declining, it's everything is declining, every category. That's the scary part. And you say, well, work hard, get a second job, get a third job. Well, now we're at the point where where's the jobs? I'll leave it there. Let me know how you guys are doing. It's a mother effing Christmas miracle. I'm going to take this order. It's finally one I can do. And please give me a thumbs up if you'd be so kind. And take care and stay safe.